Today is a new day, truly an hour for hope and joy and gladness. Let us be thankful for the persistence of flowers and open ourselves to their long wisdom. Often they grow in spite of terrible winters and miserable summers. Strange beauty greets us in unexpected places, as if there is a particular grace that is stronger than our carelessness and indifference. But when we tend our gardens with love and care, the reward can be greater than the effort. It is most wise to combine flowers and children in a day of celebration, for flowers and children ever speak to us of wonders and glories yet to be, of hopes fulfilled if we tend our gardens and our homes with patience and wisdom and love. All that I was able to find about this particular quote is that it was taken from a flower communion ritual that was held at a Unitarian Universalist congregation in 1969. I could not find any information about which congregation, where it was, or who the minister was that uttered these words. In some ways, this is actually a good thing, because it lends a sense of immortality and transcendence to the words, and in a sense, imbues them with even more of a profound meaning. I still have those final words that have been mulling around in my head for the past few days. For flowers and children ever speak to us of the wonders and glories yet to be. It is no secret that Norbert Chapek, the inventor of the flower communion ritual that we and many other UU churches are choosing to observe today, felt a deep connection to the importance of children and youth within our faith tradition and of what they had to tell us. Chapek had been serving in the United States as a minister to a Slovak Baptist church in New Jersey, but experienced a crisis of faith that led him to abandon the Baptist church in 1919. During a time of discernment, his eight children had been attending a religious education program at the First Unitarian Church of Essex County in Orange, New Jersey, and spoke highly of their experiences and how much they enjoyed the program. This led both Chapek and his wife Maya to start attending the church for themselves, and ultimately led to them to decide to bring Unitarianism back to their homeland. The family returned to Prague in 1923 to establish the Liberal Religious Fellowship, which they called Unitaria. Their message resonated deeply in the highly diverse city of Prague, which was home to families from Catholic, Protestant, and Jewish backgrounds, as well as many humanists. In a city where people were often divided by their ethnic and religious backgrounds into different neighborhoods throughout the city, Chapek's message of hope and unity amid diversity brought people in droves. Within 20 years, his Liberal Religious Fellowship grew to 3,200 individuals and still remains one of the largest Unitarian congregations in the world. Once he had returned to Prague, he quickly created and held the first Oslava Květin, or flower celebration. The idea was to invite his congregation, all of whom came from different parts of the city and different backgrounds and lived experiences, to bring flowers that they had either purchased, grown in their gardens, or picked from the side of the road to church, and to put them in a glass vase located in the sanctuary. At a time when churches would normally invite people to take communion, Chapek invited them to take a different flower than the one they had brought with them, as a reminder of the beauty in the diversity that was present in the church, just like the beautiful flowers that had formed the bouquet that had been in the vase. Chapek believed deeply in the importance of the ritual and continued to practice it even with prisoners and weeds that they found at the Dachau concentration camp, where Chapek would ultimately be killed in 1942. Early on, after Maya Chapek brought the flower communion ritual to the United States in 1940, many UU congregations added the tradition of having the flowers being distributed by the children of the congregation is yet another physical display of not only the diversity present in the flowers, but the hope and possibility for the future that they had the potential to represent, the same potential that could be seen in the faces of children. It was to serve as a reminder that these children could be the hopes fulfilled if we tend our gardens and our homes with patience and wisdom and love. I will be the first to tell you, in the few experiences with youth that I've had as a minister, the deep and profound wisdom that children and youth possess and have to teach us. In 2018, I had the pleasure of serving as chaplain for a UU summer camp at U Ranch and Retreat Center in Mountain Home, Texas. The camp was comprised of about 30 high school-aged youth from different congregations across Texas and Oklahoma, some of whom knew each other, but most had never met before. The very first night, sitting around a campfire, the youth were invited as the first order of business to write a covenant statement for their time at camp, as many UU groups and committees are usually invited to do. I have been a UU for nearly 20 years, and I've been in many UU spaces where longtime and lifelong UUs can take several marathon sessions over the course of several days or weeks to come up with a covenant statement. And I watched these 30 youth come up with a comprehensive covenant statement within the span of 20 minutes. And not only did they put this covenant together, they lived by it religiously for the entire week that they were at camp. But what struck me the most was not how quickly they had done what they did, it was what they asked each other as they were writing the covenants. The question that they kept asking each other that sticks with me to this day is, what do you need in writing in this covenant statement in order to feel safe? What do you need in writing in this covenant in order to feel safe? In that moment, they were less concerned about themselves and more concerned about the experience and the well-being of their fellow campers. It did not matter that they did not know each other. By virtue of the fact that they were there, their inherent worth and dignity was immediately recognized, and they were not only welcome, but deserved to be protected. It was one of the most incredible physical displays of diversity in action that I have ever seen, and a reminder that there is much that the youth have to teach us if we are willing to listen and to pay attention. It is why I can think of no better way to celebrate today by also awarding our Robert E. Greene Memorial Scholarship to this year's recipient, Lelia Cottin-Rack. The Greene Scholarship was established in 1997 in recognition of Reverend Bob Greene's many years as an advocate for social justice, both as a minister of this church and as a prominent member of the Stockton community. It is awarded to a graduating high school senior in San Joaquin County based on their record of community service and their commitment to social justice. As you heard in the eloquent words of the reading for today, in addition to her community service work in Stockton, Lelia is an accomplished poet whose works have been published in several poetry anthologies. What I heard in the words of the poem that she read for us today, and why I wanted her to read that particular poem, is a recognition of her own diversity. The diversity present in her name and her cultural background that helps to contribute to the vibrant person that she is. But it is even more than that. Not only is it a recognition of her own diversity, but the poem invites the listener to reflect on the beauty and diversity of diversity and the role that it plays in shaping the multifaceted nature of who we are and how that is and makes the world much more beautiful. I am, despite my blending, a whole person. I am, because of my blending, a whole person. We speak too often of recognizing the inherent worth and dignity present in every person, yet how much do we truly stop and take the time to see a person for everything that makes up that inherent worth and dignity that is so important to us? It seems like in our day-to-day lives that it is an easy thing for us to forget or not to pay attention to. Lelia's poem, for me, acts as a reminder to stop and remember just what exactly it is that we say we profess and why it is important to us. I, for one, am grateful that we have the younger generations to help hold us accountable. It is why their future is so important, and I am honored and humbled to be a part of this small gesture in helping one of our own grow into the beautiful future that I know. On this day, when we are invited and reminded to celebrate diversity in all of its beautiful forms, be they flower or the wisdom and perspectives of future generations, may we never lose sight of the beauty that it contributes, and may we ever work to make sure that it continues as a reality in our world. May it ever continue to be so. Blessed be. Amen. Shalom. Assalamu alaikum. Namaste. Thank you all so much.